Hey guys, welcome to Star Wars on High. Thank you for stopping by. We are back with another episode of the High Republic Show. It has been quite a bit of time, it feels like, since we've had a chance to dive in with friend of the channel, Christina Ariel, as we talk about some new Star Wars High Republic info. Now, Jimmy wishes he could be here. He's moving. If you guys didn't check out the stream last night, he was not there as well. Getting ready for a move, so he is out and busy. But I will take over solo and lead us through this wonderful episode. Let's go ahead without further ado. 18 minutes here. It says High Republic Phase 2 reveals, chat with new authors, and more. And I'm very excited to get to know the new authors a little bit better. I feel like we really got to know all of the authors from Phase 1. You know, Charles Soule and Claudia Gray and so many interviews and conversations. I feel like I've really got Cavan Scott. You feel like you've got to really know these authors. So it's a really great way to get to know them a little bit better, and I'm really excited to see what we got. So one warning before we dive in: if you're not caught up in the High Republic, typically they will spoil the books that have come before because they're assuming you've read them. It's been several months now. So spoiler warning, if you're not caught up with the High Republic, look out. There could be spoilers here. So without further ado, let's get going.
Today on the High Republic Show, we're taking a look back at the entirety of Phase 1, checking out some of your amazing High Republic cosplay from Celebration,
Dude!
the new authors in Phase 2, and revealing some never-before-seen exclusives. So get ready to crash your bottom half into your couch like the Starlight Beacon did on IRAM, because the High Republic Show starts right now.
I love how they keep this burning for the intro. This is hysterical. Gorgeous cover art here. So again, spoiler warning, if you didn't already tell, they're going to talk about everything Phase 1, so leave now. It's your last chance. Look at this gorgeous set.
Hello, High Republic friends, and welcome back to the High Republic Show. Now, I know what you're thinking. Christina, what happened to that beautiful set for the High Republic Show? Well, so, that set's in San Francisco, and I don't live there, and, I'm not allowed on an airplane.
Oh, that's right.
So
oh, yeah, I
instead,
guess you can't because
I'm
you're
in our
pregnant.
beautiful Burbank set to host the show. Not only because it's close to my house, but my garage is hotter than the surface of Mustafar.
Oh my
so
gosh,
obviously
I
I
bet.
opted for the comfort of air conditioning. Anyway, y'all, Celebration was full of new surprises for the High Republic. Surprises I can't wait to dive into later in the episode.
Okay.
But before we do, let's take a look back at how we got here. This is Phase 1 of the High Republic in under 3 minutes.
I actually kind of need this. It's been so long, I feel like, so I'm actually excited for this.
Long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, the Republic is on the precipice of launching a brand new space station, the Starlight Beacon, allowing safer travel and communication throughout the Outer Rim. But those plans are put in jeopardy when a group of marauders known as the Nile destroy a
It's taking me back to like the beginning, like when I first started. They first started announcing the books.
Unsuspecting systems throughout the Outer Rim. Thankfully, a group of Jedi, led by Master Avar Kriss, help minimize the damage caused by this great disaster. Meanwhile, another group of Jedi arrive at what they think
Into
is
the
an
Dark,
abandoned space
one of my
station
favorite books
after
from
their
first
ship is
phase.
knocked out of hyperspace during the Great Disaster, only to discover it's overrun by evil sentient plants known as the Drangir. And surprise, the Nile have just arrived too. In order to survive, the Jedi turn the plants against the Nile and escape. But by doing this, the Drangir are also let loose after centuries of slumber to wreak havoc across the galaxy, even taking root on Starlight Beacon. Realizing the Nile are a threat to all, the Republican Jedi vow to vanquish the band of marauders in order to restore peace
Awesome
to
cover
the
there.
galaxy. Determined to boost morale of a beleaguered galaxy and celebrate the accomplishments
Love
of
the
the
ship
Republic,
design.
Chancellor Lena So commences the Republic Fair on the planet Valo. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Well, except for the Nile attacking the fair, and their leader, Markion Ro, reveals he has a mysterious and devastating creature known as the Nameless that preys on Jedi, filling their minds with horrific visions and even scaring some literally to death. With the Republic reeling after the Republic Fair tragedy, the galaxy is galvanized while the Jedi and the Republic go on the offensive against the Nile. But when the Starlight Beacon is dispatched to the IRAM system to provide relief from a recent natural disaster, it allows the Nile to infiltrate the station disguised as refugees. They cause an explosion that breaks the Starlight Beacon in two. The Jedi must save the survivors and evacuate. Markion Ro seizes his opportunity
fantastic
and announces
poster.
himself the Eye of the Nile in front of the entire galaxy. As Starlight Beacon crashes into
The
IRAM
best
system.
cover.
Will the light of the Jedi be extinguished forever? Can anyone stop Markion Ro? Find out in Star Wars: The High Republic.
All right. We're refreshed.
Hello, I am Christina Ariel, and we are here live at Star
The
Wars
Geode
Celebration
bots.
2022, outside in the real world with real live High Republic fans. And if you look behind me, you can see real live High Republic fans, and they're in cosplay. But if you look behind you, what do you see? Real life High Republic authors.
You know, it's got to be kind of surreal, as I pause here, it's got to be kind of surreal, like, to write these characters and see fans' kind of interpretation. You almost got to feel like a little bit, I imagine it's kind of challenging as an author to interact, and it's like you kind of want to live up to their expectations and don't want to disappoint, you know what I mean, in a weird way. At least that maybe that's just me. I'm psycho maybe, but I would be a little nervous. So it's cool, and I like, you know, the High Republic robe design. I think is really fun, and cosplay, while not something I'm super into, obviously a ton of the Star Wars community is. You can see what looks like a Rey in the background right over here. You know, a lot of fun, a lot of hard work goes into this. So really, really cool. And so it's really cool that characters took a new era on. And I hope over time, as we get more media, more books, more comics, more movies and shows in the era, we'll get really, really cool kind of new robes and character designs that we can take inspiration from. So really fun.
About to have a costume contest and have some fun, but everybody make sure that you say hi to Justina Ireland, Charles Soule, Claudia Gray.
I like how they did
Kevin
the name.
Scott, and in the back having a very nice conversation, Daniel Jose Older. All right,
Not even like,
we're
oh,
gonna
me?
go ahead and get started, and let's hang out with the people who make the High Republic to what it is, the authors and the fans.
I just love how it's all just geode everywhere. Just fantastic. It's a great mask too for Quark. Yeah. Skier. That's awesome. Some Lorna D, it looks like. I gotta tell you, like, I just couldn't imagine dealing with the heat, like trying to like be fully dressed up. Now, I guess California is probably, you know, a lovely like 75, 80, but man, I would be cooking alive where I am.
Recently, we announced 3 new authors for the High Republic. And while last episode we met them, I haven't been able to sit down at my High Republic round table for the hard-hitting questions they've been dodging for months. Well, that ends now. Please welcome Zoraida Cordova, George Mann, and Tessa Gratton. Now, for each of you, what appealed to you most about the High Republic? We'll start with you, Tessa.
I'm sorry, I'm covering up George.
The opportunity to explore like some of the secret history of the Star Wars universe.
Yep.
Because we are going so far back in the past, we get to find and create stories that maybe were lost or actively suppressed, and I really think that is exciting.
And although it's effectively a prequel to the prequels, there's that hundreds of years gap. Anything can happen, basically. And,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know if these people are going to make it. And for me, that's a really exciting prospect.
I totally agree with both those comments. One of the reasons you hear Jimmy, Ben, and I, especially on Thursday night streams, talk about how we want more projects in eras that are far disconnected from the Skywalker saga is because you just have, it feels like to me, you have more freedom in storytelling, more things you can change, more unexpected outcomes for the audience. I think that's really, really rewarding.
Oh, so you are this generation's Kevin Scott.
I say nothing.
And Zoraida, how's it for you?
It's funny, I actually wrote almost the exact same thing on my notes, so I feel like I'm copying everybody's homework. But it's the opportunity to get into the past, meet new worlds, see what things are like during this time period, and
Fantastic
sort of have
cover
this
right
idea
there.
of, oh, we can do this. We can keep
Just
expanding.
so
We can just
good.
keep going wherever our imaginations take us.
And kind of related to that, what do you hope to bring to the High Republic?
I think I would like to bring a little splash of romance. I really love
Okay.
legends and mythology and just sort of talking about that and what it looks like when you're in a world so far away from the ones that we know. And that's my favorite part of world building. It's just...
I'm sorry,
it's
George. I'm
the
covering your whole
part,
face.
which I'm sure George can empathize with.
Absolutely.
While we're with you, George, how's it been for you? What do you hope to bring to the High Republic?
Adventure, surprises, exciting new characters, and monsters. Yeah, you're going to meet some grisly beasts.
Come on, Tessa,
Cool.
you got to give me something.
I am a young adult kidlit writer at heart, and
Okay.
all of my books are about young adults and teenagers
Okay.
choosing who they want to be as they grow up and how they want to affect the galaxy in this case.
I'm actually really excited about that. I love a little coming of age story mixed in and just being able to see new heroes dealing with new issues. So I look forward to what you bring to the table.
Thank you. I'm very excited about it.
Now, there was a lot of concept art revealed at Celebration. We met 2 Republic Chancellors, a bunch of Jedi, members of...
Love some of the designs they've showed. It's actually a good one to pause. This is really cool. Just kind of sweeping art style here. If you guys did not see the whole Comic-Con panel, some of it was kind of revealed after the fact, and so there's some pictures on Twitter. So this will be probably our first really good, like, run-through look.
Path the Open Hand, and Daniel's Dankrax. So can you shed more light on any of these?
I think I could share a little bit of light on my heroine. She's on the cover of Convergence, after all. Her name is Gela Natai, and she is a Jedi
Great
Knight.
cover.
She's with a bunch of Jedi out in the Outer Rim. She's deeply committed to the Force.
Enjoy the
She
kind of
wants to
blurred,
explore.
almost
She
look
has
to
sort of
it.
this restless adventurer personality, and I can really, really empathize with that because some of my favorite things to do is to travel, and so it's really nice being able to write a character who has this sort of longing to get out there and to see things and experience. And when you're a Jedi, what better way to experience it than visiting these phenomenal planets?
I can talk about the Path of the Open Hand a little
Okay.
bit. They want to live in harmony with the Force and with clarity through the Force.
I like how their robes are a little more minimalist, almost more like monks, which would make sense if they're kind of trying to be really like reverent with the Force. They have face markings and face paint on both. So I'm really digging the kind of design we got going here.
And the Mother and the Herald, they are the leaders of the Path of the Open Hand. The Mother is very much like the Avatar.
Cool
She
colors.
speaks for the Force, and then the Herald is more
looks
of like
dope.
a day-to-day.
So those are
leadership.
all cut off his Leku? Fascinating. Look at I like the blue paint on the fingertips as well. Very interesting here. Really cool character design here.
role. They work together until they don't.
Ooh, I love a little ominous in the morning. All right, George, what about you?
So in Phase 2, we're going to be seeing lots of Jedi performing lots of different functions throughout the galaxy. And one of those functions is as part of Pathfinder teams, which are kind of teams where
Yep, I like
you
this
usually
look a
have
lot.
Jedi Master or Knight with a Padawan, working closely with a Republic exploration
OG
team, usually
astromech
made up
over
of a
here.
pilot and a
I like
medic,
it.
along with a couple of droids. And these teams are out there on the outer fringes of the frontier, the areas that haven't been explored in this era of Star Wars. And they're making contact with new planets,
Beautiful
new
artwork here.
civilizations, alien races that we've not met before, and helping
Logo's also almost looking like Clone Wars Empire style here.
people where help is needed, as the Jedi like to do. And
Really
they tend
pretty
to do
art,
is they
though.
kind of go
Looks
out
good.
there, they'll establish communications, and then they'll send these little EX droids, hardy little droids, back to communications teams who are also out there on the frontier, waiting to hear from them, and they'll pick up from these droids and they'll create communication relays so that they're slowly building this
Cool.
network of relays and communications throughout the Outer Rim, bringing everything together.
It's like the droid equivalent of like the 2 tin cans on a string.
Absolutely that.
Yay.
It's a fun
now,
idea.
Zoraida, who is Axel Greylark?
Axel Greylark is the son of Chancellor Greylark, and he's a little bit Lando. I kind of call him like a space rake, and he is sent out to the Outer Rim to represent his mother. And so he has to sort of prove himself in this new situation because he's sort of like the guy who doesn't take anything seriously, and now
Okay.
he has to.
And what can you tell us about Convergence?
Convergence takes place during the Forever War, which is a war between Aram and Arano. Right now, they've been
Okay.
fighting for several years. It seems like they're never going to finish, or they're never going to get to an
Gorgeous
end of
art.
this conflict. And so the Jedi and the Republic are teaming up to mediate and to figure out a way out of it. Gela, Axel, and
Really
along with
pretty.
the heirs of these two planets, they're there to change things and to figure out how
You got some almost Clone Wars looking designs here. Really love this, man. I'm really got some cool looking fish here. Really cool.
how do we make our worlds better? How do we put an end to all of this that is taking a toll on our people, on the galaxy itself? Other places are getting involved. And it's a big deal when the Jedi and the Republic show up to give their assistance.
And Tessa,
Cool. It could be cool.
can you tell us more about Marta Rowe, and what can you tell us about Path of Deceit?
A row.
I would love to. Marta is a member of the Path of the Open Hand, and she has really sort of channeled all of her ever-any intensity into being a true believer. This is who she is, and what she
That's an
lives
awesome
for
design.
is to promote the Path of the Open Hand through clarity and harmony and the freedom of the Force. She is one of the main characters.
It's like a dark
in
elf
Path of Deceit.
looking. It's really cool.
It takes place on the planet Dalna, where the Path has made its home. And the story is about what happens when a Jedi Master and her Padawan come to Dalna to investigate some stolen Force artifacts.
Ooh, I've already got like conspiracy theories going. It's gonna be great. Now, George, at SDCC you mentioned Salandra. Can you tell us a little more about her?
I sure can, yeah. So, Salandra's show is a Jedi Master. One of her favourite phrases is that she'd rather be the shield than the sword. So while she does carry a lightsaber, while she uses a lightsaber in combat where needed, she prefers to use a shield. So she carries around a really cool
That's
shield.
fun.
And she has been known to use the Force to fling it around a little bit during action sequences, and she's super cool. I mean,
It's super cool.
That's a really fun idea. When you think about knight parallels to like knights with their swords and shields, or even like feudal Japan samurais. I think it is really interesting. We've never really seen sort of a shield quality used before. This is kind of the fun of books and comics. I feel like you can be a little more experimental than you can maybe in live action. Animated shows as well. You have a little more freedom, I think. So this could be a really cool thing. I'm excited to see how this weapon is used. It could be maybe something that pops up in other projects as well. It's going to be kind of Captain America-esque, I guess. Hey, which is actually kind of appropriate. I'm rocking the Captain America shirt. So good timing by me.
That sounds so cool.
and she is one of the main characters in Quest for the Hidden City. We open Quest for the Hidden City with a mystery. An EX droid
Dual
turns
wielding.
up, one of the communications droid turns up with a comms team, and they're not expecting it, and it's in the wrong place. And it's all
Gorgeous
damaged,
art.
So they start to interrogate, and they realise that a Pathfinder
Cute little
team is still
astromech
missing
down
out
here.
there on the frontier. Something's gone wrong, and no one knows what's happened to it. They were kind of on a diplomatic mission. So Salandra and her team are sent out to go and find out what happened to this other team, and also to complete their mission on this kind of mysterious world.
Diplomatic mission, just code for hijinks.
Exactly.
All right, without giving away too much, is there a particular character that fans should be on the lookout for? Tessa?
Oh, my favorite character in Path of Deceit is actually the third character depicted on the cover,
Okay.
The Padawan, Kevmo. He's really like my first Jedi that I got to write.
It's a cool
and I got to
lightsaber.
really develop.
I'm a fan.
And so I poured everything I've always loved about the Jedi, particularly when I was a teenager, into Kevmo. I'm really excited for readers to meet him because I love him and I want everyone to love him.
Kevmo. Okay.
I already love him, so.
I do too. He's great.
From that bright, shining description, he sounds like he's going to be great. All right, who are you most excited about? Tell us, Zoraida.
Floating
Well, obviously we have our main characters, but one of my favorite things about Star Wars is the secondary characters and the people that just sort of populate the rest of the galaxy. And we have this really awesome Chancellor Mallow, and he travels around in his ship called
New
the
Chancellor?
Caxian. He just is a boots on the ground type of Quarren. I feel like some of my favorite scenes are when he's there. So he's a side character, but he is one of my favorites right now.
And George, who are you most excited about?
Well, I've already mentioned Salandra, so it would have to be her partner in crime, Rupa Natani, who's a Padawan, who is full of desire for adventure. She's quite young. She's kind of been at
Dual wielding
Salandra's side.
sabers,
She's
cool design.
A bit tired of all the training.
Notice the
and
more
all
blues instead of the
diplomatic
golds?
stuff, and she wants to get out there and boots on the ground and start kind of having an adventure. And really, she's in for a big shock when that adventure comes to hit her straight in the face like a wall. There's adventure with a capital A.
Love an angsty, erstwhile, impatient character. Now, for all of you, in 5 words or less, what can readers expect from this phase or from your specific titles?
Okay.
Monsters, fun, tears, and adventure.
I have war, romance, fantastical. These words don't make sense. Exciting.
Frontier romance, Force philosophy, monsters,
I like it.
A lot of
All
monsters, so it
these
must
have
have
me excited.
kind of a heavy.
You all, thank you so much for stopping
And if it's
by.
Wilderness
I, like
Explorer
many
Center,
others,
that would
can't
make
wait
sense.
to dig into these new books and find out how y'all are gonna inevitably break our collective hearts all over again with this new phase.
I love the fact that they're using more blues
I'm
throughout.
glad to be sitting down because I've got a bunch of mind-blowing High Republic exclusives just for you in
All
a
right.
few moments. But first, let's take a look at some of the reveals from San Diego Comic-Con. You know, just in case you missed them.
Yep.
First up, we have the cover for the brand new audio drama entitled The Battle
Super
of
excited
Jedha,
for
written
that.
by George Mann, with art by High Republic alum Grant Griffin. We also revealed the covers for the first and second
Great
issue
covers.
of the new volume of the High Republic series from Marvel. Moving on to Dark Horse, we've got the interiors of the new 4-issue series, The Nameless Terror. And while some of y'all
Very
already
excited
knew
for
that,
this.
we're about to drop some brand new, never-before-seen High Republic realness on you. It's a variant cover for the High Republic #2 by Rod
Oh,
Wright.
that's really cool.
Oh, and when you know it, we've got a second version of Marvel's High Republic
That's
#2
really cool,
to
too.
feast your eyes on by Rachel Stott.
I love the blue.
First seen in Zoraida Cordova's Convergence, we have your first look at the Chancellor's son, Axel Greylark.
It's a cool
Looking
costume.
all mysterious, which, given this boy's toot, is to be expected. Next up is a look at brand new Jedi Knight Solandra
Okay,
Show,
with the
featured
shield.
in the upcoming quest for the Hidden City. And much like her weapon of choice,
It's a cool
views
lightsaber, though.
herself as a shield against evildoers in the galaxy. Hence why she favors to use her own instead of the traditional lightsaber.
She's got
It
a cool
wouldn't be
lightsaber.
Star Wars without a Star Wars crawl. And I managed to get my hands on the newest crawl for Star Wars The High Republic that kicks off Phase 2. Like to
Oh,
see it?
sweet.
Here we go.
Star Wars, The High Republic, Quest of the Jedi. It is a time of great exploration. In an effort to unite the galaxy, the Chancellors of the Republic, working alongside the courageous and wise Jedi Knights, have dispatched dozens of Pathfinder teams into the farthest reaches of the Outer Rim.
All right.
But it is also a time of great uncertainty. Communication is unreliable and tall tales of mysterious planets and monstrous creatures abound. Prospectors and pirates roam the frontier, and the worlds of Irem and Erino are locked in a forever war.
I'm gonna struggle to say
on the
Irem and
far-off
Erino
planet of Dalna,
consistently.
A new threat to the galaxy is beginning to emerge.
Now that's a reveal, my friends. I can't wait to finally dive into this new phase. And for more on these new reveals, as always, check out StarWars.com/The High Republic. And there you have it. Another
All right.
episode of The High Republic Show. in the
So-
books. I might be back in September. And if not, no worries. Kristen Baver totally owes me a favor after I filled in for her during vacation on This Week in Star Wars. Whole company synergy, y'all. And as always, remember to
Well,
like,
good luck. If you guys didn't catch the beginning, I might have talked over, but she is expecting, so she will be, may not be back in September for the next episode, but that's exciting. We're getting another one in September, which makes sense because that's like right around release time. So very cool. All right, we got a little bit more info. Again, I love a lot of the subtle changes we're getting. I love the kind of rebranding change to blue, and the way that the art style has. I think the character design has started to look a little earlier, a little more explore. They're leaning heavily into the kind of explore aspect, quest for the hidden city, and there's monsters everywhere, and the teams are going out and setting up communication around the galaxy. This is going to feel really. I hope it feels really kind of primitive Star Wars, as primitive as starships and laser swords can feel. But it could be really, really cool to have a whole different kind of technological landscape and things that are possible at this time. So that's very exciting. And also, I think some of the concepts they talk about with like this Hand of the Force kind of cult sounds really cool. A lot of the character design there looks phenomenal. And overall, I'm just excited that I have a feeling this is going to feel like a totally new era in Star Wars. Even though it's part of the High Republic, I think this is going to feel very, very different than what we just had last year. So I'm very excited, guys. What do you think? Let me know down below. We are coming around the corner to Andor, Tales of the Jedi, Bad Batch Season 2, more High Republic. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you're tuning in, liking the videos, and we'll keep keeping you guys informed with all the latest Star Wars news. Thank you guys so much for being here. Talk to y'all again very soon.